Hey everyone, I got my Khali to 200 last night thanks to the Terra burn that came with Khali's release event here, and I'm excited to say that Khali is an incredibly fun class. I think you'll really enjoy it if you give it a try, and I wanted to briefly go over its skills and my thoughts on the class here. So you get magic conversion in your beginner tab, which is you're a Flora, so you get free attack for just having magic attack on pieces of equipment that are not your weapon. It's just free attack for existing. It's quite nice. In first job, you'll mostly be spamming Art's Crosscut while you are in the story here. Spark is your flash jump. You get 2 charges of your flash jump. And I'm excited to say that you have a proper up jump here. So really nice mobility already in first job. Void Rush is a dash, and in first job you might be thinking, well, Void Rush kind of sucks. Well, you're going to want Void Rush on a very comfortable key. Void Rush is going to, believe it or not, become one of your main mobbing skills. Flare and Patience are just passives that boost your speed and attack a bit, quite nice. A little bit of knockback resist, they'll go up to 100% by the time you max out all your skills in the other jobs. So that's kind of what you're going to be doing for your story there. Dual Edge is going to replace Crosscut for you. It's your new mobbing skill. You no longer need the first job skill on your keyboard. Crescentum you'll want on a comfortable key as well because it resets your dash. So that is a very important key to have available to you. Insanity 1 is where things start getting very interesting. It gives you 2 dashes, and then you can reset it with Crescentum, and 2 dashes again, and all of these cooldowns are so short. Cooldown 5 seconds, cooldown 5 seconds. Basically, you can just dash twice, reset, dash twice, and then just attack with your dual edge skill here, which reduces your dash's cooldown by 1 second when an attack hits in between your dashes. So your arts skill dual edge is going to be your main attack when you're not dashing, and it's going to help you reset that dash, if that makes sense. Booster, it is an active booster class, unfortunately, kind of like the rest of the Floras. Thankfully, you can just put it on pet auto buff if you got that. Otherwise, it's not too bad. It at least lasts a little over 3 minutes here. Everything else is quite nice. On obviously your mastery skill. Crit rate and crit damage for existing is insane. Khali has a lot of built-in crit rate. It's really nice. That's it for second job here. Third job, your triple bash is going to replace dual edge. You no longer need dual edge on your keyboard, and you start getting hex skills. Now, why do you start getting hex skills? Because you have resonate. So when you put a point into resonate, you'll get this summon Chakri toggle. It's one of your class toggles. You want that on all the time. And what summon Chakri does is it will put something on the map for you to hit that will basically give you a projectile that bounces between enemies a couple of times. So if I get one on the map here, so this is it right here, I'm standing next to it. You have to use a void skill in order to get that, and your dash is the only void skill you have for a while. And then you'll use your hex skill close to that Chakri, and then it'll fly around and start hitting enemies. And it'll hit up to 3 enemies for every Chakri that you have. So it's extra mobbing, and it's really quite nice. In bossing, it'll also just hit the same target, and it'll be reduced final damage for consecutive hits, but it's still just free damage and free extra mobbing, but this class has insane mobbing already, so I don't think it really needs that for training per se. But Void Enhance here, let's talk about the other skills. Void Enhance is another toggle for you that increases the range of your dash. That's a fifth job skill, don't worry about that yet. And everything else is just a passive that basically boosts your damage a bit. You get more final damage for existing, and more percent on just skills for existing is basically what all of these extra skills amounts to here. Insanity 2. Now, I think it's in second job you can start dashing upwards. Is that right? No, so in third job, I think, if it's not second job here. I'm just reading this really quick because, yeah, I think maybe in second job, but definitely in third job, you can start dashing upwards. So that combined with the toggle that makes that go a further distance is insane. And you can also go diagonally, kind of like if you played Arc before, you get diagonal dashes. So it's kind of insane. I love the dash of this class. Definitely get used to that and have that on a comfortable skill key. Now, fourth job, your Art's Flurry is now your main mob attack. You no longer need triple bash on your keyboard. And you get more hex skills to open your chakri. So you've got this cool one that you've maybe seen in videos. It shoots out, comes back to you, activates your chakri. And the other one lets you kind of air stall. The first hex skill you got too also knocks you back a bit, which can be useful in certain bossing situations. So yeah, this other hex skill that you got lets you air stall, which is quite nice. And then Void Blitz is a stationary Void skill. You get another Void skill in fourth job here. Now you might be like, oh, well, that's kind of underwhelming, but now remember how this first hex skill you got knocks you back a little bit? Well, if you press that skill and then you press the new Void skill you just got, you cancel out of the dash back. So I am not a professional at this class after less than 24 hours of playing it, obviously, but there's going to be some insane animation canceling that you'll be able to do with Void Blitz, I'm sure. So I have that on a comfortable key as well. This is my key layout. I have my main mobbing skill Flurry, I have Crescentum in a very comfortable spot, and I've got Void Blitz in a very comfortable spot. And Void Rush is on my spacebar. I'm just used to dashes being on a spacebar type key. So those are kind of gonna be your main set, unless you're activating a chakra. You'll probably use either Chakram Split or one of your other ones here. And make sure you have your class toggles on. Most of the rest of your skills here are just passives that enhance your damage by quite a bit. Insanity 3 gives you now 3 dashes in fourth job, so now you can dash, 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 reset, dash, 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 wait a few seconds, use your main mobbing skill to, again, reset everything by 1 second, and this class is so fucking fun. Oh my god. And Desert Veil is a pretty good true iframe, 3 seconds of invincibility, 75-second cooldown. It's not affected by cooldown reset, that's fine. I'm just glad to have a true iframe that's on a reasonable cooldown here. Really, really nice. Your hyper skills here, Death Blossom is for 30 seconds with a 90-second cooldown. It has a huge vertical AoE, even below it, it has a huge vertical AoE, and it creates a whole bunch of chakri. So, having this out, especially during bossing, you're going to want to just basically be on it and activating your chakra constantly with all of your hex skills, because it will generate a ton of them. Divine Wrath is your regular 10% damage increase, just for being whatever class you are. Oblivion is a 3-minute bursting skill, so Oblivion is 30 seconds duration, 3-minute cooldown, and your Void and Hex skills, final damage, just increased by 30%, which is insane. And cooldown of fourth job or below Hex type skills reduced by 50%, and it resets Void Rush and Void Blitz upon use. So you're going to want to basically use all of those charges, use Oblivion, and you get all of that shit back. And then you're going to be wanting to use the shit out of your Hex skills. Cooldown reset is going to be really, really good because it does reset your Hex skills. You just saw me get a reset from Monster Life there. I have not yet rolled my inner ability. I'm waiting for an event. But that's going to be a really, really good skill to have, is the cooldown reset. Get out of that map so I don't scare away new people playing this class. And yes, Oblivion does change your background music for 30 seconds, so if you play with background music, you can kind of judge, like, oh wait, how much time do I have left on that skill? If not, I'm sure you'll get used to it. You'll just kind of get comfortable the more you use it. Really, really like this bursting skill. It's awesome. Passive hypers, Hex Reinforce, especially Hex boss damage, because of your bursting skill that gives you Hex skill buffs. I currently am using Void skill Reinforce because your dashes are Void skills. I am using Arts Reinforced because that's your main mobbing skill between using your Void Dash. And currently I have Extra Strike because I plan on making this a bossing character. You could, instead of taking Extra Strike, do Spread for max enemies hit +2 on your Arts skill, but your Dash is going to be doing so much mobbing that I'm not 100% sure you would even need that. Fifth job I have not messed around with too much, but your perfect Trinodes when you get there are going to be the Hex skill, because that enhances every Hex skill that you have, all 3 of them. Void Rush, which is that dash, obviously, and your main mobbing skill, which is the Flurry here, and it also affects Crescentum, which is your reset ability for your dash. That's very, very nice. That's one of your Trinodes. Your second set of Trinodes when you get here is Void Blitz, which is that stationary Void skill that you can animation cancel with, and your Resonate Deceiving Blade is going to be your Chakri, essentially, and then your Death Blossom, which is that hyper that just triple plats. It's honestly insane. So I have not played 5th job very much, so I do not have much to say about all the skills here just yet, but Resonate is a 3-minute buff for just bursting, pretty much. Arts Astra is an extra hit whenever you are using Astra, your main mobbing skill. Every 14 seconds it'll just go off automatically. It's a passive. Void Burst is an iframe / bursting skill. So you get 3.5 seconds of iframe and then 3.5 seconds of iframe. So it's 7 seconds of iframe just for hitting a burst skill that at level 9 does 1400% damage, by the way. This class is gonna get nerfed, dude. And then Pandemonium is a short skill that basically does a little bit of damage, and right now I haven't used it too much yet, but it increases your attack speed up to +3, which I'm not sure is totally necessary in GMS, because with Booster and a Chakram, you're already at level 8 attack speed, so Speed Infusion and a Green Pot, you're breaking the cap already. But it is a nice little 30-second AoE skill. It does quite a bit of damage. And that's its skills. So Khali is pretty broken when it comes to actually implementing these skills. So let me show you a few of my favorite things that I have done on this character that I did not do on any other character. You know Forsaken Excavation Site 1 and 2, right? Like, those maps are fine. How about Warrior Grounds? So you might at first be like, wow, this map is huge, why would you ever be here? And my answer to you is Void Rush, reset, Void Rush, reset, flash jumping around. Oh, your Void Rush is back, reset it, Void Rush is back, reset it. And put your Death Blossom down. And yeah, so this class is insane at big maps, is the point I'm trying to make here. This is where I trained for a while. Like, this map was short-lived because of the Terra burn, but it was so much fun just trying out a huge map, this Warrior Grounds map. Now, another map that you may or may not be familiar with. So Fox Valley's great. Let's go to Lower Path and see what this class can do at Lower Path. So lots of platforms here, lots of mobs. Kind of a long horizontal map here, but let's just dash 3 times and reset everything and basically have all of the mobs killed. And oh, your Void Rush is back. And oh, is it triple platforming right here? Wow, that's insane. Yeah, so this class, again, is just going to excel at insanely horizontal or big maps. Now, where else did I train? I did Desert of Serenity for a bit, until I got to Zakum. If you're doing Khali after the Zakum update, where the arms no longer give you as much EXP, you might want to stay here just a little bit past level 90, but I was here from like 60 to 90, I was in Silent Swamp with Drakes early on, although now that I have the knowledge that I do, you might want to do something other than Silent Swamp. Silent Swamp is a great small map for your like second job and getting into your third job, but you're gonna have no problem clearing this map, especially because in second job you start having a dash that does damage here. In between doing Zakum and this is a little disorganized, I do apologize, but I'm just excited. Now, Ludus Lake is really, really good. I enjoy Gigantic Spirit Vikings because it's a giant fucking map that you just reset your dash on. This class is so good! And if you have this Star Force, it's just that much better for you because you'll just be doing the bonus damage for having the Star Force above 27, 120%. And yeah, this class is really, this map is really, really vertical. Wow, I reached the bottom instantly. And, oh, I could use this teleporter to go back up to the top of the map. Well, that's cool. How about I just, like, play and go to the top of the map without even trying? Like, just resetting my Void Rush because now we're fourth job and we have 3 charges of it. Like, guys, this is not okay. This is so good. So, where else did we go other than Gigantic Spirit Vikings when I got to this area? Well, I went to Kerning Tower. Kerning Tower was pretty good for a while. I got this class to this level without Frenzy, by the way. It's just how great and fun it is. Like, I did not want to go to bed last night, honestly. Yeah, so your main mobbing skill in 4th job is going to triple platform in Kerning Tower on some of these platforms, double platform on the rest of them. Otherwise, just use your Void Dash. It has a huge, like, Xbox huge hitbox. Like, honestly, what were they thinking with this dash? Like, holy moly, dude. So I was here for a while until I was like, well, I have a lot of Star Force. Let's try aliens in Omega Sector for a little bit. So I went here for a little bit until one of my friends was like, wait, why are you at that map? It's so small and has like no mobs. And I was just like, honestly, I was happy to take a break because Astra, the main mobbing attack, triple platforms here, if you've got the power for it, you'll also just be destroying them instantly. You'll level up at a reasonable rate here. And, yeah, so I wanted a break. My brain was just too happy, and I needed to slow down. Like, I was getting a little bit of vertigo from just all of the mobility, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I took a break, like a screen break last night when I was training this character, and like looked in the mirror and was just like, oh boy, why is the room moving? Like, I'm not even exaggerating. So it was nice to take a little bit of a break before I went over to Twilight Pyrrhion here. So kind of similar maps is what I kind of stuck to get this class to 200 as you might other classes. But honestly, give bigger maps a try because the Void Rush, the dashes, are just crazy. Especially, like, give Warrior Grounds a try, or like the very, very big Fox Valley maps a try. You're gonna full clear them. It's gonna be great. Now, yeah, obviously you've heard my thoughts quite a bit, but this class, there's no way this class doesn't just get nerfed, right? Like, this class is just so stacked. It's actually insane. This dash is not okay. This dash does not do okay amounts of damage. It's obviously really, really fun. I hope you enjoy Khali as well. And if you're making a Khali during its release events, don't forget to claim your journey rewards. You will get free gear at certain level thresholds. Free Fafnir, free Mitra's 2x coupon box, free level 100 frozen gear. So really, really nice step-up event. here, and you even get a whole bunch of node stones and a few growth potions and some pretty good titles. So make sure to claim these titles when you get to the level threshold too, because the first one you get gives you 30 Star Force, which can really push you over the edge on some of these maps that otherwise would be hard to get to a certain threshold on. And the level 200 one that you get already gives you 30 Arcane Power, in addition to 10% bonus EXP if you're going to push it past level 200. So yeah, Khali is fantastic. Its Link skill is kind of like, I haven't used it enough to really come to appreciate it, but it is damage 5%. You know, it's quite nice to even just have that little passive. And the recovery is going to be pretty nice, I feel, but I haven't bossed enough with it to see if it's clutch or not, because 2% HP MP for 5 seconds every 30 seconds, that's a lot of recovery. So I can't wait to give this inner ability a try. Now, if you get to level 200, you have a little bit more going on here for Khali's release event. So Khali's Wish, you have basically cosmetic items, and then also if you max out these check-ins, you get a magnificent growth potion. So if you want to push your Khali even further and kill 2k mobs every day, then you will get more cosmetics if that's what you're into. Otherwise, yeah, that's my Khali first impressions. I hope this video helped you to learn a little bit about what Khali does, and I hope that you're able to share a little bit of excitement for this class. I find it very, very fun. It feels very, very strong, and I can't wait to level this up and start bossing on it a little bit more, since I do main all of the Flora classes here. So, thanks for hanging out and listening to me ramble for a bit here, y'all. TLDR, Khali is super awesome. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.